Hey guys, it's Sarah and I am here today to kind of check in on my goals for 2018 and see where I am and see how I'm doing and let you guys know what my progress is and see what I need to kind of concentrate a little bit more on going on for the rest of 2018. So my first goal for this year is my Goodreads challenge, and I set my goal for 80 books this year, which is the same as I had last year, and I far surpassed that. But I figured I would go ahead and just set the same goal and see how far I can get this year and see if it's a trend where I'm going far past that, and then maybe next year I can up it. But we're just gonna see how it goes. And so far I am at 47 books. So I am 59% to my goal according to Goodreads. And so I'm definitely ahead, and that makes me very excited. The second goal I had was to binge read some series this year. Not a lot. One that I did binge read, I read the Passage trilogy really quickly. I actually buddy read this with Lisa from Books and Smiles, and we read the first book, The Passage, last year, at the end of last year, and then we went ahead and finished the trilogy this year. So we did read those pretty close together. So I would say that would be one. I also have been kind of binge reading the Left Behind trilogy series. It's a long series, and that one I have been reading with my friend Kay. We read the first 3 books. I think we read the first one last year, again, like kind of later in the year, and then we read 2 books this year, kind of back to back. We do need to get back to that one. It's okay. We will. That's kind of a binge. You know, it was just the first 3 books though, so, but I did read 2 of them back to back. And then Unsub by Meg Gardner, I read the first 2 books. Not super close together though, so I don't know. I need to work on that one a little bit more. I did have plans to read the Mistborn trilogy, like right in a row. I even had you guys vote on a trilogy for me to read, to binge read, and you guys voted on that one. I read the first one, loved it, but I didn't pick up number 2. So that's one I could get back to for sure. I do have a couple of big fantasy books on my list right now though that are coming up very soon, so I don't know. I don't want to get too bogged down with big epic fantasies. That might be a little bit too much, but when I can, I want to get back to that one. But this one I definitely is not something I've been super successful on, so I think I want to kind of revisit that and see if I can even just pick one series and kind of binge read it. Either it's a brand new one or it's an older one that I love that I need to get back to and catch up, you know, something like that. So yeah, I need to work on that one a little bit more. Okay, my third goal was to read more science fiction and fantasy books this year, and I think I'm doing pretty okay on that one. I could definitely do more. I think I've read about 7 science fiction or fantasy books. I read The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I read Long Way to a Smaller Planet by Becky Chambers. I read Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. So a few like little science fiction fantasy type things in here. And then I'm currently reading Nevernight by Jay Kristoff, and that's going really well. So I think I've delved a little bit more into some science fiction and fantasy. I want more though. Like there's definitely a lot of fantasy books I'm super interested in just from hearing everyone talk about them and everything. So I want to read a little bit more so I can get more comfortable in that genre, so I can really start picking up some really good fantasies. But I have a lot on my shelves that I've just picked up because of the hype, and I definitely want to start giving them a try. So doing well, but I want to keep going. And I actually said in my video I was going to try to read 1 fantasy book a month. That hasn't happened for sure. My fourth goal was to start reading ARCs and review books that I get in the mail from publishers as soon as I can, like as soon as I get them. I even tried to say 2 months ahead of time. Ooh, I haven't been doing very well at this. The problem is I, plan out my reading so much that I'm like, oh, I don't have time to read this, or I don't have room to read this. Well, I do if I just push something else back that it's not, something that a publisher sent me. So I haven't been doing very well at that one. I do have a shelf now in my bedroom that is nothing but ARCs or books that publishers have sent me. So I have them kind of more centralized and more like in my face. And I think from here on out, I'm going to start putting them on my nightstand immediately. The second I get them, they go on my nightstand so I can make them a priority. And I'm definitely going to prioritize the ones that publishers send me that I have either accepted and they contacted me and asked me if I wanted to read it, or something I request, versus something that was sent to me unsolicited. Those are not going to be high priority unless I'm just really interested in them. And yeah, so I need to work better on that one. But I am, you know, I have them more in my face, and I'm going to be looking at them a lot more often now. So I'm going to start really trying to get those books read. And I had 2 reading challenges I gave myself this year. One of them is my birthday reading project, where I had you guys actually request or suggest books to me, and I put them on a list, and it was the first 39 that were suggested to me went on the list, and I am working my way through that. I actually only have 17 books left to read on that. So it's going really, really well. And I'm currently reading one right now. I'm actually halfway through it, so that's good. And that will definitely be something that is finished up before my 40th birthday. So it was the 39 before 40 project. So it's going really, really well. And I've read some really, really good books. And I'm really enjoying that project. So it's going well. I will definitely continue on with it. And I have just been really enjoying that one. The other one is the 2018 Pop Sugar Challenge, and it's just random different prompts to try to do. I'm not really concentrating solely on that very well. I'm kind of just, you know, reading what I'm reading, and then if they happen to fit into one of the categories, I'm putting them in there. So I'm not really, you know, stressing out about that one. It's just a fun little side thing. My next goal involved my 2017 book haul revisit videos, which I do once a month. I look at the books that I hauled in the same month of last year, and I show them to you. I show whether or not I have read them, or if they're sitting unread, or if I've unhauled them, just kind of where my status is on each book. And then from that video, I pick one book to put on my yearly TBR for 2018. And I would like to have one book for each month, obviously. So sometime within this year, I want to read 12 books that I hauled last year. Okay. Not going very well. I'm picking the books, no problem. But of the 7 that I've picked, including this month, which I don't believe is the video's up yet, but I have, like, I picked one. I've only read one, and I'm currently reading a second one. But that means there's 5 other ones that I have not touched yet. So I need to get on that. I actually probably need to just pull them off my shelves and put them next to my bed so that I'm seeing them every day and, like, you know, picking one up. So not unrealistic as far as whether or not I can read them. I definitely can, but I just need to do it. So that needs to be something that I'm putting on the forefront now. And my last reading goal involved my TBR, and I wanted to have a less structured TBR system this year, where I was planning out some things but not everything, and I was giving myself more freedom to just walk over to my shelves and pick up whatever I felt like reading at that time, and I didn't have a list I was having to choose off of. I did okay. I think I'm doing okay. I think I could be a little bit more lenient still. I think I'm still kind of picking a little bit too much at one time. I am no longer in my book club from New Mexico, obviously, because I'm not there anymore. But so that's kind of one commitment off. I am still reading For the Deadly Divas. I'm actually getting back into that in July. I'm going to be reading the July pick for sure. And so I'm going to have those coming up, and, you know, my birthday reading project. And I'm not picking reading project books. You know, I'm kind of picking whatever I want from the list. Kind of like, okay, what am I in the mood for now? What do I still have left? What am I going to pick up next? So I'm not planning those out quite as strictly as I was before. So there's that. And I am just, I don't know. I'm in a weird place with that right now. I think I'm doing a little bit better now after our move. I was a little bit more lenient about what I was picking up because I, you know, wasn't making a TBR video in June. I didn't have one. And I did do a July plans, you know, my reading plans on what I'm planning to read. And I only had, I think, 4 books on that, and then everything else is up for whatever. So yeah, we'll see how I can kind of make sure I'm still not having a stack this big on my nightstand every month. I don't really want that. I want it to be a little stack and, you know, kind of keep this in mind, pick this up soon, you know, type thing, but not, you know, stressing out about it or whatever. So I guess I'm doing okay on that one. I think I could do a little bit better though. I also had a list of top 8 books that I want to read in 2018. Of those 8 books, I have read 3. So I still have 5 more to read. So those are books, again, that I'm probably gonna have to like really pay attention to here coming up in these last 6 months, since I am halfway through the year and not halfway through the list quite yet. I'm close, you know, 3 to 5, that's not too bad. So I just wanna make sure I'm not 3 to 5 in November, you know? So I need to start keeping those in mind too. Maybe another thing where I'm pulling them off the shelves and like seeing them every day. I'm gonna have so many piles of books next to my nightstand. This is contradicting what I wanted to do. But if they're not in my face, I'm not gonna think about them, so yeah. And that is it. Those are all the goals that I set for 2018. Another thing kind of going forward here involves my book hauls. So I have talked before about my shelves are full. I do not have any more room on my bookshelves right now. So as far as book buying goes, I'm going to have to really kind of do a one in, one out thing, because I don't want to buy any more books if I don't have room on my shelves for them. So I'm kind of trying to be more selective about what I'm picking. I'm kind of trying to pick some books that I think I will enjoy when I read them, but I'm not going to want to keep them for the long haul. That way, when I'm in a position where I want to buy some more books, or there's good deals or sales or something, you know, if I want to make a book outlet purchase, I want to be able to have the freedom to do that, but I can't do that if I don't have room on my shelves for them. I don't want to bring in any books that are going to cause an overflow. That is a big thing for me right now. So I am probably going to have to go into like a one in, one out thing, kind of like I did last year a little bit. I wasn't super successful at it, but now it's really kind of a necessity that I do that. And so I'm kind of trying to pick some books off my shelves that I'm like, okay, I can probably get rid of this after I read it. I can probably get rid of this after I read it. I think I'm gonna be okay letting this one go when I'm done, but I'll still enjoy them. And some might surprise me and I may wanna keep them for the long haul, but I'm really trying not to hold on to books unless they were just an absolute favorite and they blew me away and I can't shut up about them and I want them displayed on my shelves. I'm really trying to be very picky about that for right now. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. But for book hauls coming up here the last half of the year, it's gonna hopefully be a little bit less than what I've been doing, just because I'm not gonna be able to bring in 20 books at one time. And I know I won't be able to get rid of 20 books at one time. So that's gonna be a very big change coming up for the next like half of this year for sure. And I'm kind of excited about that. I definitely want to have less hauls and just really concentrate on what I already have on my shelves. And yeah, it's just definitely going to have to be a one in, one out thing, because, you know, if I get rid of one book, okay, I have room for one book on my shelf now, and that's it. Or if I get rid of 5 books, okay, I have room for 5 books on my shelf, and that's it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes forward, but that's kind of where my mind is right now. And that's it, guys. Those are my goals. That's where I am on them. A couple things I need to kind of concentrate a little bit more on, and some things that are going really well. And let me know what your goals were for this year and how you guys are doing kind of mid-year. And it's a good time to kind of look back on them and see if you need to make any changes, or if you need to concentrate on anything more, or if you're doing great, that's amazing. But let me know what the status is for some of you guys on your goals for this year and how you're doing. I would love to know that. All right, I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.